Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Nehru. I hope you're doing good and well whenever this comes across your news feed, or what have you, whatever YouTube calls that. It's definitely meant for you to see, and sorry for any ruffling noises or anything there. Again, I hope you're doing well, and I want to just talk about the weekend and share a little bit about, what I've recently gone through, but specifically what I believe this weekend did by me actually taking time out for myself and just rented a place here locally in town. And, just a staycation for the weekend, but was definitely needed. It's been quite some time since I've done any type of vacation or anything, So when I, as you know, if you've listened to the recent videos, angel number readings or any of the others over the last 3 or 4 days, 5 days maybe, you know that I've been on a fast, or I fasted for 48 days, or 48 hours. I could fast for 48 days, for 48 hours. And so when I left, I booked a place on Saturday actually, and I was very reluctant. So there's someone who's reluctant to take time out for yourself, maybe reluctant to do something that you should do. I was really reluctant, but I did, and it was great. So I want to share with you some synchronicities that happened over the weekend. And again, I really do take the synchronicities that happen. It may, when I come across when talking, it may sound as if like I'm holding all of the synchronicity, right? But I'm not. But I live this life through this physical body, so that's my experience that's happening. So I have no other reference, or at least not directly, no other reference point. And so I always, or at least on a regular basis, try to make sure to specifically state that anything that I've been challenged with, you too can overcome. Okay. Hopefully there's not too many people out there who had their parents steal their spouse. Hopefully there's not too many people out there who've had their parents do witchcraft against them. That part, unfortunately, is probably, probably more than we think, because you have, what is witchcraft to us is spells and out in the graveyard and burning stuff and dolls and Ouija board. But you can view someone in a nasty way or what have you, and that sends witchcraft to them, right? So you can be like, I can't stand him, I can't stand her. Then you get your buddies together, and now you got 10 of y'all who can't stand one person. That is energy coming towards you, collective. That is why it's so important for you to clean out your energy, purge your energy, purify your energy. So what happened to me over the fasting period was, and it really sounded like a broken record right there. What really happened to me over the past, say, 5 or 6 days is another ego death. And what I've come to understand about ego deaths is that there are many, and there are varying in degree and purpose for them and reason for them. So let's talk about a couple of quick examples why you might have an ego death that isn't associated with I don't know, whatever you might commonly think the ego is associated with. So sports, we see it a lot, right? Politics and all that sort of thing. But you also see it at home, at school. Bullies, that's somebody who suffers with ego issues and needs to have an ego death. That individual needs an energetic shift. One of the things that one day I hope to implement in school is that type of therapy for students. So the bullying and everything is obviously only getting worse, right? So now they're bringing Uzis to school, unfortunately. So now that that's on the rise, right? So yeah, and that's what happens when you remove His Holiness from being your source. Not second, third, fourth, fifth, eighth on the list. That's what happens when man removes me first and foremost. I am. That's what happens. So, synchronicities over the weekend and another ego death. So what was this ego death about for me? So this ego death was about my free will. And I will say this, and I will say it until another revelation comes along. I will probably be saying that statement for many years to come, until another revelation comes along, because there will always be another revelation. There will always be another revelation. There will always be another level. There will always be another ascension that can be done. There will always be another level. There will always be. One of the things that I pride myself on is not having anything on the shelf when I am said and done in this skin suit. That's one of the goals that I have. And yet, at the same time, over the past 6 days, I've come to understand that it's okay if I leave this flesh suit and there are things on the table. You know why? Because that's just a better thought process. It's just a better approach. Abraham Hicks speaks about when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And so you change and shift your focus, shift your energy when you stop focusing on what you don't want. I don't want. So this is where my most recent ego death came in. Okay? Confirmation. Because I said, and that's just the enemy, not even other people that came against. Maybe it is, I don't know. When I don't know. It was just an humbling ego death. And it's not the first. Again, I've been, anyone you talk to about me, they will tell you I am a very, very, very well-mannered, even-tempered person. I mean, it takes a lot to like me. It really, 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 really does. And that last situation, it scorched my ass like I have never been scorched before, ever. But then I realized what was really going on. And I realized, this has happened before. So I realized that, and let me check this real quick. Ptah is, let me see. I want to say, I'm sorry, I was I was trying to find. Ptah is the son of. I believe, Bastet. I believe. So, and some say Sekhmet and Bastet are the same, and some depict them as being different beings and whatever, right? But, so I know that one of them, I believe it was Bastet, gave birth to Ptah. Ptah ended up being lured away by a woman, a harlot, who saw his treasure, what he had, convinced him, this is real, convinced him to give. Again, what we're doing here is just another depiction of. That's all we're doing here. We're just living out another form of. It's just another spiritual battle place. That's all it is. Okay? So, Ptah, you can look this up, look it up, Google it, find it out. Ptah ended up falling for this woman who looked good and was tantalizing, right? Well, as soon as that woman ended up getting what she wanted, she promised him that she would marry him if he were to give her access to all that he had. Okay? Ptah being much more powerful and wealthy. So Ptah fell for the okie doke. He gave in, right? And then, on one cool, brisk night, he decided, as the wind was howling through the pyramids, that he was going to receive unto himself this woman, this harlot, this Jezebel. So, of course, she immediately pulled away, and then he's just left there, standing there, naked. She screams, and then he's embarrassed, loses everything. But he turned 12:12 when I looked at the timer. But everything's given to her. Okay? So, then he needs to ask for forgiveness, come clean, right? He's been made a fool, he's been embarrassed. He repents, and he's forgiven. All right? But he was not supposed to be with that individual. But they got lured away by caviar and whatever. Caviar and a Range Rover or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Caviar and whatever, right? And so that's what happened. So, yes. So, I look at today and now understanding ancient history a little bit, at least about me. I can't say much about anyone else today. Again, I'm not that far yet, I guess I could say. And I also have not had that much human interaction since fully awakening. So anyway, synchronicities this weekend. So again, I left the place where I'm at and slept somewhere else for the first time since August when I got here. Okay. And got there, showered and everything, and got ready for dinner and everything, and I just took time out to just thank Most High, my angels, ancestors, because I knew, I don't know, I just had a great expectation of synchronicity, and I knew that I was doing the right thing by getting away, even though it was just a little ways up the street, and I just knew that. And again, hopefully that's encouragement to someone. So if you did not take that chance this weekend, I hope there's mercy that lasts, what's today, Monday? I hope there's mercy and grace that lasts until whenever you can, and you take that break, or walk away for good. Whatever it is that you're needing to do that. I spent 2.5 days doing nothing but crying as I was allowing this ego death of free will to happen, because that's really what it was. I've always been a very humble person. Again, I'd much rather sit in the back and be the one working the lights. I don't need to be on stage, but I'm called to be on the stage, so I guess that's where I'm going. And so I had great expectations for the weekend. And so I get to the hotel, and dinner, go downstairs, and there is one waiter who is the bartender and the server and the waitress. So she was busy, and she's, I'm not sure how old she is, mid-60s probably, late 60s probably. I did find out she was married. So yeah, so she was, let's say, busy, and yeah, but I didn't mind, because I've definitely come to realize that when you get rid of your free will, you have nothing left. Do you know that? And I'm talking to you like you're on my couch right now, or I'm on yours if you let me sit there. Do you know that when you let go of free will, first of all, if you've done that, congratulations, because that is not an easy thing to do. But this lady's name is Shar, not Cher, Shar, C-H-A-R. Okay, that's her first name. And she is from Chicago, Illinois. I tell her, and during conversation the next evening, when she had help and had more time to talk, because again, once I decide to do something, I just jump in. So I decided when I made the decision to rent the hotel and all that, I knew I wasn't going to just stay in the room. That would have been a waste. So I knew I needed to go and be social and all that. So I purposefully sat at the bar and, and all that. And then a couple people came, sat, in some other chairs nearby and all that. So we got a conversation going and all that sort of thing, right? But I know I needed to do that because I have not done that in more than a year, okay? And so it was good. But found out she's from Chicago. She's been here for a number of years, but she's from Chicago. And tell her that Kevin was born on the south side of Chicago, and they moved to Lockport. She knows where Lockport is, of course. I told her I was born in Joliet, and so we had a great conversation there. She said something about Joliet, and she used to bowl in Joliet, go bowling at the bowling alley in Joliet. For those of you who are familiar with that, I believe that's like whatever downtown Joliet is or whatever, maybe by Jefferson Mall or something. I don't know. Lewis. What was the other mall? Lewis Joliet Mall? Something. I don't know. And so, because I was there in the 80s. So, and her brother lives in Central Florida. I just relocated from Central Florida. He's been there for about as long as I was, 30 years. Yeah. So a lot of good synchronicity, and so then yesterday, I get up and I go walking just because, and there are butterflies everywhere. And another synchronicity, there were literally black, white, small, big, little, that same thing, I guess. Whatever. It was just, different colors, and so I was paying attention to the signs of transformation, and the tears had stopped. And Every day, I make leaps and bounds with releasing my free will. And again, this is not, I know for a fact, this is not something most people have to do. Most people can worship Most High, love Most High, and live out their lives never having to ever give up their free will. And they fulfill their purposes here. But that's not the 144, or that's not the 11 of the 144 or something. Like, it's not, or 333s don't get that option or something. Like, there's something about what this being is specifically here to do that I cannot have free will. Okay? And again, I'm reminded of Jesus, who did not really truly have a choice. And I've always paid attention to how this translates into my adult life. Growing up, pleasing my mother and father were the prime focus for me. Okay? And I didn't want to disappoint them. Whenever they introduced me, I wanted them to be proud of who they were introducing as their son. Not, yep, this is our son. Anything else? No. We gave birth to him. That's it. No, this is our son. And whatever. I don't know. He's excelling at whatever, right? Or if nothing else, just to say, for whoever I'm being introduced to, or whoever you being introduced to say, they're so well mannered. This, you know what I mean? Just to compliment my parents because of my behavior. How beautiful is that? You know, amazing. So, yeah. But my mission here on earth requires that I give up my free will. And I know that Most High is faithful. And I know that in giving up my free will and sacrificing all that I used to desire, or all that I used to think I wanted, or all that used to be on my to-do list, or to-go list, or whatever. I can only imagine when that day will be, when His manna pours upon me. I can only imagine when that call, the mail, the message, the email, whatever form it happens to come, the person who shows up, whatever it happens to be, I have a great expectation for some pretty amazing things. I had to come to realize some things as I was sharing in one of my journals, the one that I just finished sharing, the big black book. It's not a little black book, it's a larger black book. I've never had one of those, by the way. That's so, yeah, anyway. Somebody has a black book. I've never, the only type of player I have ever been is a basketball player, a football player, track player, softball player, drum player, bass player. I've never been a woman player. I've never been a female player. I've never been that, a womanizer. I've never been that, ever, right? And, yeah, stay away from those people, please. Once Most High points them out to you, please get away from those people, okay? So over the weekend, At some point I was meditating and this song came to mind. You've heard me mention this church, the Rock of Central Florida, many times. It's located in Sanford, Florida. Steve and Kim Parker are the leaders of that house. Their daughter Kaleigh, Kaleigh Shaoff, is a musician, singer, and she's a music artist. Right? She's released, I think, 2 CDs. Okay, and one of the CDs, and I believe this is the first one. I believe it's the first one. It's the Now Is the Time one. I'm not sure. I believe that might have been the second one. I can't remember. Anyway, one of them she released when she was like 16. And I was laying there meditating, and the words to one of those songs came, and it took me 5 minutes to even try to find the song and realize who had written it, because it didn't dawn on me. I was looking for like a children's choir or something, because the song has that youthful, childlike energy in it, and it is like a not like a fairy tale, but like a nursery rhyme, but it's not. It's very, very much not. It's a mature song, but it's, I don't know. We're gonna listen to it. So this is the song that was dropped into my spirit as I was meditating on Sunday, yesterday. Okay, and so again, I know that there are people that I am energetically connected to, whether or not they ever actually recognize that or not. I know that I'm energetically connected to her family, her and her family. There's no way Most High will send me to a house to follow someone for 20 years and me not be called out energetically to be connected to them, even if the physical time only lasted 20 years, that there's not some previous life experience, something along the line that tied us together for me to go back to connect with them and them to connect with me this lifetime. Okay? So let's take a listen to this song. I do not own any rights to this song. I will include a link to the song in the description of I couldn't find the original, which is, again, her name as an artist was Kaleigh Parker, and again, Kaleigh spelled Kaleigh. It's the long spelling of Kaleigh, I guess, and Parker. Okay, and the name of the song is Here I Am. Okay, and here is Here, but what I got this weekend was several different ways. So I got Here I Am, just as she titled her song. Then I got Here, right? I've heard this before from that house, Hear, okay? And then I got Here, comma, I am. Right? And so yeah. Let's take a listen. Again, this song is called Here I Am. It is from the Now Is the Time CD from Kaleigh Parker. Okay, the song was written some 12, 13 years ago, probably. This song was written, okay? Or maybe even released, maybe it was released back then, okay? So let's take a listen. I hope you all's afternoon is going well, by the way. Your energy's good. You're at peace wherever you are. I believe you can find the song on CD Baby as well, if that's still a thing. iTunes, you can find it there.
Feel yourself to me. New eyes I see. Come and save me. Break me. Mold me. Oh Father, here I am. Here I am. With all that I have, I lay at your feet. Here I am. Here I am. All that I have, I give unto you. My safe place, my strength, my God, my God. Oh, sovereign Lord, here I am. Here I am. All that I have, I lay at your feet. Here I am. Here I am. You meet me, keep me, never leave me. Reveal yourself to me.
There's a revealing.
New eyes I see. You come and sing me. Make me. Mold me. Oh Father, here I am. Here I am. With all that I have, I lay.
Okay. So, again, that song was written, I don't know when it was written. It was released probably around 2011, 13, somewhere in there. Probably, is a guess. So, oh, and congratulations to their family. I know they may have 2 new babies in the family. I'm not sure. I know one has arrived. So congratulations to them. But, so yeah, I hadn't heard that song in probably a decade. Probably, maybe. Yeah. So synchronicities, just going forward. So when I got to the hotel, the day I got to the hotel, which again was Saturday afternoon, because I was really kind of slow about reserving the room. Only because, I don't know, I was reluctant to. And so, when I got there, Most High told me that I'm going to meet someone named Miguel. Right? I just kept hearing the name Miguel. So I started looking for Miguel. Staff. I didn't ask anybody, but, I paid attention to the people who were approaching me, waiters, waitresses, people at the desk. I would look at their name. The first confirmation I got is the person who checked me in. His name is Gabriel. Okay? So I know that I am closely connected to Archangel Gabriel. You have heard me say this in the past. And so Gabriel was the gentleman who checked me into the hotel. Okay. The hotel's address breaks down to an 8. This is the year of 8. So all of the angel numbers, synchronicities, and all that stuff I kept seeing yesterday. I saw 9/11 at the same time on 2 different clocks at 2 different times. Does that make sense? So like I look now and it's 9/11, and then 10 minutes later I look and it's 9/11 again, but it's on a different clock. And so I remember, this might make some of you doubt what I say, but it's really true. And I wish I had the video. Again, all the old accounts, social media I got rid of, they had a lot of videos and pictures and stuff that I had taken pictures of or witnessed and all that sort of thing. But during my kidney transplant in Pittsburgh, the hotel room that the VA put us in, of course, there's a clock on the wall. There was a picture of some steps, stairs, keys, and there was a clock, and there was something else. I can't remember what the other thing was. And so I remember sitting there, and it's happened in the hospital too. I was sitting there, and I literally looked up, and the clock, the hand on the clock. So I'm going to show you a clock that I have. You don't laugh at me. So I'm going to show you a clock that I have. Again, don't laugh at me. I enjoy golf, okay? I enjoy golf, so don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me, okay? So his arm actually swings back and forth. All right, see what? So, but anyway, so it was like this. See this hand? See, it was like this, right? And the hand was just going around. The second hand, it was just, and it was just going around the clock, just as fast as could be. And it was just, or it was consistent. It wasn't fast. It was just like, it was medium tempo, I guess, but it was going, like maybe you'll see in a movie or something, right? And then I'm looking at the clock, and it's literally doing that, going around and then it'll stop, and it'll go back regular time. Tick, tick, tick. Zzz, tick, 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 zzz. Right? Like time was, like I was being catapulted, like I was being thrust forward, like I was being, right? Like that, right? Maybe some of you have experienced those sorts of things. If you do, I definitely would love to hear your stories and experiences that you've had. And so let me get through the synchronicities. I hope I remember to share a story about a friend of mine who experienced something many, many years ago when they said yes. And so I also got in the mail. So let me go this way. So so Miguel, butterflies all day yesterday, seeing them everywhere, all day, constantly, everywhere. And this morning, I had breakfast, as usual, same spot both days, looking out over the pool. And get done and get things together and everything, get ready to come back to the RV, and I get in the Uber. Well, first of all, I get the message on the phone, and I just laugh. Guess what the driver's name is? That's right. It's Miguel. Right? So, I immediately connect to Miguel. And me and Miguel I think the ride took maybe, I don't know, 12 or 13 minutes or something. Me and Miguel commenced to having a conversation that was just nothing but full of confirmations. So, he's expecting his first child, him and his girlfriend. He told me that he lost his job. They let him go because he was dedicated to his family, and he kept taking time off to go to the hospital with his daughter, well, I think he says it's going to be son, but I keep saying daughter. So, Miguel, I said daughter in the car when I was talking to him. I said, so let's say your daughter, and he said, oh, it's a son. Miguel, so anyway, might find out he has twins. You know what I mean? Like, babies hide all the time. So tells me he's expecting. He was like, I'm nervous. You know, I'm kind of like, I don't think it's really hit me yet. I tell him about my experience and when I was married to my daughter Kim's wife. I always say Kim's wife, Kim's mother. And I was stationed at Fort Bragg in North Carolina. Shared with him how, you know, I called home and, you know, my voice was shaking. I was so excited. The human birth process is, without question, the greatest miracle the pupils and irises will witness on this planet. You can see a dog give birth, a cow, or whatever. There is nothing that compares to a human releasing that child into the world. There is nothing that compares to that. Nothing. My voice was quivering when I called home. There's nothing that compares to that experience. This is his first child, so it's very exciting for him as well. I said I just wanted a girl, obviously as long as she was healthy and all as well. It was good, right? Because I thought boys were knuckleheads because I have like 10 brothers. And so, come to find out, I take 8 boys over 1 girl. Just FYI. So, and again, that's nothing against my daughters. But let there be no mistake. I don't believe men are from Venus and women are from Mars or anything like that. I believe we're from the same origination place. What I do believe is that there are masculine and feminine energies that bash heads because they don't understand a masculine and feminine energy and how they should focus on and be in one that's going to be best for the relationship and not try to be in both or the other like the other individual. So you can't date someone, both of you are in masculine energy constantly. You can't date someone and both of you are in feminine energy constantly. You can't do that. They have to be predominantly in a masculine, or you in a masculine and them in a feminine, or you in a feminine. You can't, yeah, because that's what happens with homosexuality. They try to put, in a male's situation, they try to put a man who is probably a feminine energy, or more so a feminine energy. They just have not come into the realization of how to manage that. So they misunderstand their feminine energy to mean homosexuality. When in actuality, what it really means is you need to bring your masculine and your feminine into balance within yourself because you have both. That's really what it means. It really means your left and right brain in balance. That's really what it means. 44 minutes exactly on a timer. Okay? That's really what it means. So synchronicities. So I get in a car, strike it up, conversation with Miguel. Miguel is a Scorpio. Soon as Miguel said he was a Scorpio, I said, oh damn. I said, oh shit. That's a confirmation. I said, okay, yep. I said, Miguel, I was told when I got to this hotel. And Miguel, of course, he already understood what I was talking about because it was meant to be. So Miguel, I said, I was told when I got to the hospital, because he was listening to some very good music. Young, oh man, see, Forgot the name already. Young something. And it was rap, but it was good. I mean, it was like the kind of lyrics that maybe I would write. You know, it'd be like, I turned on my chakra and my third eye so I could see. Yeah, I see you motherfuckers, yeah, looking at me. Like, I just coming up with whatever, right? This guy, and he's rapping like about your energy and all that. And I'm like, that sounds like kind of like my lyrics. Like, yeah, that sounds like something I would write. And if I should ever have the opportunity to write songs or be a part of a song or whatever, if it's me, you know, the lyrics and all of that, whatever, then it's definitely going to be something along those lines. I'm definitely going to be rapping or singing, rapping, whatever, about chakras and Osiris and the Anunnaki and the Watchers and Enoch, and I'm going to be Ptah and Sekhmet and Bastet and Ra, and I was going to say son of Ra, I'm son of Ra, and I was just like, yeah, that's exactly, and I don't know anyone actually talking about that stuff in music regularly. There are people who make mention of things. Tupac made mention of things about opening up your eye, and he was talking about your third eye, right? When he was singing Review or Review Mirror Through the Review or something like that, right? He said once you get a picture of the game, he said then you see it from a higher place. That's your third eye. That's your crown chakra that Tupac was talking about. Yeah, he knew what he was talking about. And so there are a lot of artists that put these things into their songs. I'm thinking of David Bowie and his song Blue Star. Is it Blue Star? Let me see. He might have been his last, I don't know if it was his last release before he passed. I shouldn't say that. Let me see, what's the name? Oh, it's just called Star. Oh, okay, yes, it's just called Star. So, yeah. So I would encourage you to listen to that song. David Bowie, of course, is made his own extraterrestrial mark here, as so many of them do, you know. And so this lifetime, he's known as David Bowie. And so Miguel is a Scorpio. November 9th is his birthday. Right? So, all right. And I tell him a little bit about me. He was like, oh, so did you just get here and that? I was like, no, since August. I tell him just in brief detail why I relocated. Change is good, you know. Yeah, change is just good. It's just good. There were things happening over there. It was starting to get crowded in Florida for me spiritually and energetically. I just needed to leave. I just needed a new start. And so he said, yeah. He said, you know, that's good. He said something about that's all you can do. He said, yeah, all you can do, and just let people be as they are. So he's already on some wavelength above most humans already. Right? He's already up there, right? And actually above all humans, because humans, that's the unconscious you, okay? That is programmed. Okay. So that other part of you is just a being. There's no man in it. Okay, it's just being. And so several synchronicities. I told him, I advised him, I encouraged him to definitely pay attention to. I told him how excited I was. Oh, I mentioned that already, how excited I was when Kim was birthed. I also encouraged him to pay attention to the time and note the time and the day. He says she's 21 weeks. That's also important. 21. How long did it take me to get my transplant after I said I didn't need dialysis? I was just there to socialize. 21 days. How long was I in Pittsburgh After the transplant, normally it's a month to 2 months. I was there, 21 days. On the 22nd day, I was back in Florida. So Synchronicity 777, he dropped me off. Guess what his tip was? 777. So, and I did that on purpose to align with his sharing with me and our energy exchange, because we were in alignment on it. And this, by the way, is his first day driving for Uber. First day. So it's about to be a first for something. New start, new beginning. The job let you go. The person let you go. The people let you go. The community let you go. The society let you go. The club let you go. The relatives let you go. The besties let you go. Whoever. Maybe you let them go. However, it worked out. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Right? Let it be. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. And this will, moving forward, I am going to be sharing less of my personal life, because on the channel, on platforms probably at least for a while, because nothing is confirmed yet, but there's definitely been a shift, and I am about to take off into whatever this new promised land is. Whatever that is, I don't know what I was trying to think of I don't know what to call it. It's a new level, and there'll be another one, there'll be another, and there'll be another. Right? There's no, it's relentless. The process is relentless. You do get easier times and seasons of rest and times of rest, and you get those, but make no mistake about it, until all is done and nothing is left out there void in the atmosphere that can return to Most High, that is when the end will come. Or at least the end as we see it at this moment today in this place. Okay? So the next thing, I get back to where I've been since August. Okay? And won't show you the address, but I will show you that it has my name on it. Okay? Can you see my name on there? Okay? So, and I have no problem showing my name, because again, I give my LinkedIn information, so you can find me on LinkedIn, so it doesn't matter. I give out email address, right? Whatever. You can look all that stuff up and find me. I tell you, my middle name, there's only one other person probably in this, I don't know if it's in this country with that middle name, but yeah, I've said my first name a number of times. So anyway, but that's not the point of this whole thing. So, I get this as a confirmation, an indication of what's to come. Benefits Enrollment Center. Okay? And again, this is not, I open this up and I look at this. Right? And I'm like, okay, what is this, right? And when I saw it, I knew it was for like some advertising for health insurance, okay? But that's not what it says. It says Benefits Enrollment Center to get benefits. So, those of us who are ready, we're about to benefit. Are you ready to benefit? It was 53 when I said those of us. So that's an 8 and an 8. So those of us who are ready, are you ready? That's 16. 16 is important. So, let's be about the faithfulness that we are called to. Again, I'm not saying that you have to give up your free will. You may not be called to do that. In fact, quite honestly, I hope you're not. Because, I don't know. I just hope that's something no one else has to go through. Because, again, for someone who's a freedom fighter as I am, an advocate for freedom, for liberty, for I would have re-enlisted 5 more times if they let me go back in with a kidney transplant, but they wouldn't, of course. And my feet are flat, well, heel spurs and all that from the military, from the first 8 years. So I couldn't get back in without waivers and all that sort of thing. And I know that's not the purpose for my life at this point. But I am that fighter. That's who I am. I'm a warrior. That's who I am. That's why I can't help myself, you know. And when you can't help yourself, you know that that's a superpower. You know, I can't help myself but to sing. I can't help myself but to dance. You know, I can't help myself because it's part of the feel good. It's part of the healing. It's part of the sacral and solar plexus, and it's part of that. You know, it's part of heart opening up again, and it's part of all that. And I've known that for at least for 2 years, since the dark night of the soul, at least. And then even before that, I've always been that way. It's just magnified now, and there's a specific target that it hits. Right? So again, thank you so much as always for tuning in. These are some of the synchronicities that I've experienced over the weekend. You might have experienced something similar. Again, I encourage, there aren't many comments, but I encourage you to comment and to share whatever it is that you will. Again, for me, I will be sharing moving forward less of what's happening in my personal life, just because I know for a fact that Denzel and Paulette would not have lasted as long as they've lasted if they were in the media, right? Or if he brought her into the media every time he was whatever, right? And paparazzi and all, right? Yeah. So, and that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. Yeah, I appreciate your good energy. I definitely send good energy to you, wherever you are on your journey. Know that there are only a few things that you really need to do and check on a daily basis, and Most High will really do the rest for you. So you need to make sure that you are clean. You need to make sure that your heart is pure, your hands are clean. Okay? You need to make sure there's no malice in you. You need to make sure there's no hate. That job, let him go. He is driving for Uber, and the man still has a smile on his face. It was like he didn't even sweat it. He was like, yeah, I lost a job. And he was like, but you know what? I know I did the right thing. You know, it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful attitude. Right? Be like Miguel. Be like Miguel. And, yeah. So, thank you so much. Oh, let me check that. Miguel. Miguel is Michael in English. Yes. So somebody's dealing with a Michael. Oh, I was just about to say bye, and Holy Spirit was like, nope, wait, hold on. Miguel, Michael. Yes. So, and I had to look that up because I thought it was, but then I second guessed myself. Miguel is the Spanish or Portuguese translation of Michael. Okay? So there you go. My name's Nehru. I'm the encourager. I hope you're encouraged. I hope you are uplifted by, not just by my energy, but anyone else that you listen to, anyone else that you connect with energetically. I hope they're all helping you. They're not hurting you. They're not keeping you back from your purpose, your plan, your prosperity in whatever form that might be, whether it be financial, family, spiritual, whatever that is. Live your authentic self, and you will find out that one day that sun portal is going to break through, and when it does, it's there to stay. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be encouraged.